Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Grue. And for Grue today, I'm very happy, very happy to be talking to a guest that I've been talking to for quite a while now. We became friends, and he's a big horror buff, just like me, and he stars in multiple horror films and horror shorts, and he writes horror and directs horror and produces horror. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun interview. If you're a horror fan, you're going to love this interview. And I'm talking about the amazing actor Charles Chud- Chudabala. And we're going to talk to Charles, and we're going to talk about horror, and it's going to be awesome. And the interview is I'm Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. If you don't know that by now, I'm sure you've just seen me stumble over saying Charles last name. So if you didn't know I stutter, you know now. And some people are weird about that. So if you don't want to watch the interview, it's your choice. So I am Rocco Cross. I am the interviewer that stutters, and Charles is coming up next, and it's going to be a fun horror interview. So stay tuned. All right, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for being a guest on Grue tonight. Like I said, me and you've been talking for a good while now, and finally get a chance to sort of meet face to face, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like we've done this, but we've never done this. We've never done this.
I know.
Never.
I know.
Never done it. Long overdue.
Yes, definitely, man, definitely. I mean, like I said, we talk online, and I think, yeah, it was like a couple years ago where we did an interview with you, but it was like a written one, and um, yeah, and now we're finally doing the video thing, right?
Yeah. No, I gotta say thank you for like you've supported me from the beginning. From the beginning. Like so just thank you for always just keeping up with what I'm doing, caring about what I'm doing, caring about me, as a person. And throughout the years, it's so crazy that we can, form, real connections, real friendships, and never ever even having, met.
Yes.
But I seriously feel like, oh my God, like what's going on? I haven't seen you in a while. A lot has happened actually in the world, in all of it. Oh my God, since you first reviewed me, like way long
Yeah.
ago.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jennifer was like one of the first things I was. Oh, yeah. Whoa, it's memory lane. To Jennifer.
I
Yes.
know. Like that probably was like the first film that Grue reviewed, right? Grue Monkey reviewed that. Like I think that was like the first film, and then I I had you on for Pride Month, I think it was,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and then one of the people on my team on the site, like they interviewed you, and yeah, like we've been doing stuff for like a couple years now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. So thanks for having me on. Congratulations on your growing empire, as I like to say. Killing it. You're
Thank
killing
you,
it.
thank you, thank you. Like I don't know how I'm doing it, but like when I ask some people to come on the show, they say yeah, and I'm in like shock when they say yeah, and then like the bigger stars always say no.
Oh, thank goodness I'm not big. Lucky for you, I'm one of the little ones. We always say yes.
Well, like, I reach out to people like Kane Hodder and
Ah,
Robert Englund and Heather Langenkamp, and I'm always getting like turned down left and right. Even Danielle Harris even said no. So like,
hey, Like, I mean, that's a great situation. You know, I mean, the positive would be like, I got turned down by Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah,
Like, I got turned down. There are worse people to get turned down by.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. You're right about that. But you know, I'm really happy with the guest I had on the show, you and I think the American Pie dude, Thomasine Nicholas. I had him on here, and Ronan Rubenstein on 911 Lone Star. Like he was one of the recent
Variety.
guests.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good variety. I mean, people that are like movers and shakers in the business, but also doing their own thing, inspiring stories. I think you had like a TikToker on the other day.
Yeah,
I think it
yeah,
was
yeah,
like yesterday.
exactly.
The day before. I saw that interview and it was just, it's inspiring because it's like you see people on social media, or you see them kind of portray one thing, and then in your interview, you not only get to know them, but their talent, kind of what they come from. You know how all of us are at some point, hustling and grinding in our own way. So it's
Well,
really,
yeah.
it's a good diverse group of interviewees that you've got on your show, and that's
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, because I try to keep the Grue room separate from Grue Monkey. I mean, it's still all the same. Like Grue Monkey is the main site, but I try to make the Grue room kind of separate from it because I want to do more than just horror, like with the interviews. Like with Grue
Yeah.
Monkey, I'm just stuck with doing horror, which I love because I love horror. But like with the Grue room, I like to expand more.
Word. Word. I get it.
Yeah.
Expansion. That's what it is. It's like you create and then, look, and then you don't know what it's going to turn into. You do something over and over and over again. You're like, okay, I love this. And suddenly you get an opportunity to expand. You get like, okay, wait, no, there's more. You know what I mean? And that is the cool thing about artists and creators and anybody who has an idea is that you don't know what your baby is going to be born into eventually. You think and then suddenly you're like, yo, you're doing a podcast. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's more than just the written review or the
Yeah,
written
exactly.
interview, and I imagine though for you, because you like throughout the years, I feel like I know you, right?
Yeah.
And for you on the other side, you're like, oh my gosh, like it would be easy to just interview these people and talk to them like it's breathing for you. Like I feel like I know you. I just want to reach through the page and just talk to you, and now you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're good at it. You're really good at it.
Thank you. Like I always hid behind the written because the speech, and I'm open and honest now. Like when I introduce my videos, I was always ashamed of my speech problem, stuttering, and like I always tried hiding it, and I always was ashamed of it, and so it's like now I say, oh, I'm Rocco, I'm the host that stutters, so finally accepting it.
Yes, that's your superpower. As they say,
Yeah.
Diane von Furstenberg from the fashion world, she says your vulnerability is your superpower, or these things that you think are a weakness end up being your superpower. You know what I mean? And that is what you need to do this, right? Is to make people feel comfortable, to feel themselves, and when you're yourself, we can be ourselves. Because that's what you've learned, I'm sure, after doing all these interviews. Like, whoa, all these people are like nervous. Why are they nervous? Like, it isn't just you. You're like on the other side, they like are worried that I'll find that thing out about them, but that you'll really see that it's cool. It's like, yeah, we're all right. Everybody's okay.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Nice. So, like, I wanted to ask you, like, what I mean, because me and you are really big horror buffs. So, like, what drew you to the world of horror? Like, what made you want to do horror films?
Gosh, this question I've been asked, throughout the years. Like, and I've always, I realized that, like, you've asked, I'm sure you've asked me before in an interview before.
Yeah.
But like, it's funny because the question changes or the answer changes depending on kind of where I'm at. because I would have given an answer back then like, oh, I just love horror. I love horror. I just wanted to get bloody in a movie, and that was like my goal. And now, because I've learned I've learned a lot just in my training as an actor and working on my craft and working on just the character development of it all,
Mm-hmm.
and working on and now and now being behind the camera, now also
Yeah,
directing and
exactly. I
stories.
saw that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I'll share with you a little bit about that as well. Just now to me, it's about the story. It's about telling stories, and I can see the bigger picture that matters to me now. The layers of how did the characters get here, but also that horror is literally the medium. It's the vehicle to tell any story, but in such a visceral and raw way. Horror provides that vehicle, and also for actors who've never done horror movies, like who've only done comedy or
Yeah.
dramas. And I have this discussion in my acting class, and my acting coach will tell the rest of the students that everyone should do horror. Like, you all should get into horror because it allows you to have a full range. You get to explore all of these fears in the most dramatic way, in the most extreme way, and horror allows that. Horror allows the suspension of disbelief, in I don't know, in just the most extreme way that it just isn't accessible. It's not accessible in let's just say the romantic comedy world, or in just the regular drama world. And with good performance and good directing and good production, good people who care about horror, these stories can be just as effective. Because it's never about the monster. It's never about the zombies. Well, that's what the movie is, obviously what we go to see. But it's like the meaning behind it. It's like the meaning behind what that zombie really represents.
Exactly.
The political, socioeconomic storytelling that is so raw and in your face that gets to be told this way. It's like, let's peel behind it a little bit. And that just can't exist anywhere else. It's horror. So, oh God, this would not have been my answer in 2015. When I would have been like, yeah, blood, which is still very important. Still very important. Blood is very important. I mean, we all have it. We have. It's vital.
Like, when you finally decided like you wanted to do acting full time, like were you scared to take that leap? Because like, people are work like their 9 to 5s or waiting tables or whatever, and they never go for the dream because they're always scared of failing. And were you scared at first when you went for your dream, knowing that the life of an actor isn't always what it seems to be, because you have to struggle first?
Mm-hmm. God, like oh God, like, who wants to struggle? Like, I mean, who likes it? like who wants it to be difficult? Like, nobody wants that. But then again, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I realize now that everything that I have, everything that I've achieved, so much more precious because I've had to work for it, because it wasn't handed to me, because I fell on my face. And by the way, which I thought was only had to happen one time. No, oh, no, you're gonna fall again. You're gonna fall flat on your face. You're like, there's another bar lower than that. It's like, yeah, it's the path of an actor. Oh, and we like this. So I was terrified, to leap, but I also knew that that if I didn't jump into my dream, if I didn't jump into doing what I loved, I would be kicking myself for the rest of my life, wondering, what the hell are you doing? Like, what the hell are you doing by not, being free? Free. Now, I didn't know what the hell I was doing even when I jumped, but that was also fun. It was risky, and it was, irresponsible. And I mean, I'm not telling people to be irresponsible. That's my experience, because I was very responsible, like, my entire life. you know, to the point where I didn't have the freedom anymore. I just felt like really suffocated, and I just literally, something was going to happen. Something was going to happen to me, and it wasn't going to be positive, you know, because I was in a pressure cooker for so long. You know, you hope that at some point in your life, hopefully younger than later, you learn to kind of release the steam a little bit, and there's got to be a better way.
Yes.
You don't want your car to crash and then you can't repair it, because let me tell you, falling down the stairs at 15, different than falling down the stairs at 25, very different from falling down the stairs in wherever age I am now. I mean, the bounce back is still there, but now it's a bounce back. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I like to say regret nothing. That's it.
Okay. I mean, I know how that feels, because, you know, I went out for wrestling when I was younger, and you know, I was working my 9 to 5 because wrestling wasn't paying the bills, but I took that leap. I said my dream is to become the next Hulk Hogan, and you know, because Rock wasn't around yet. It was Hogan who was the big dog. And I was like, I want to be like Hogan. I'm going to be like Hogan. I'm going to get in wrestling. I'm going to be famous. And I was in it for like 10, 12 years, 15, something around there, and didn't go anywhere. Just was wrestling on the weekends and getting paid shit, and never made it to the next level. So I was like, you know what? It's time to go, because I'm getting hurt. I'm breaking my back. I'm getting all these pains. So it's just time to bail out, because it didn't happen. And then I tried my hand in film, and, you know, that sort of didn't work out. And now I'm running a horror site and doing these interviews. So, you know, it's something right now. Like it's something that breaks the 9 to 5 life, because that 9 to 5 life sucks and it's boring, and this is what I do to break that.
Oh yeah, you've discovered and you found the balance, and once you find it, like you've stuck to it, because this is the formula. Like anybody, like, you know, I'm not going to say that I know the answer to life or the key to life, or, you know what I mean, but it's this. Like, this is definitely a huge part of it. It's being completely aligned with what it is that you're meant to do, and sacrificing to make that happen. Because what, like, which, like, right? Like, if the question is, you know, if nobody paid you to do it, would you still do it, right? I'm like, well, they ain't paying me right now anyway, and I'm still doing it. So, so I might as well keep doing it. So then that's the answer. Then keep on doing it, and eventually, you know, it'll grow to a point where, because it just has no choice, that you're going to be a millionaire, or your empire will just be supporting you completely. But when you find that, do it. It's like anything else that feels wrong. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, or I feel like I'm in a rut right now. Okay, have you been saying no to that thing that you love? Yeah, okay, then there's your answer. You keep on, and I feel like now, if you would ask me the question now about being scared to leap into acting full time, or making that my career as a filmmaker, I'd have a completely different answer now. Because back then when I started, the gig economy wasn't a thing. You know, flexible jobs, gig life wasn't really a thing. It was starting to emerge. And what that has done with gig workers and, you know, social media influencer world and YouTuber world, and people kind of making their own way, it's provided a lot of people to start thinking about what makes them happy, because they don't have to be handcuffed. They really don't anymore. We have everything at your disposal to teach you to do what you want to do. If you've ever wanted to own your own online store, you know, making, I don't know, cat photo Polaroids into some mugs, you can do that now. And you know what? Who cares what anybody thinks? Do it. Do it.
Right,
Make
exactly.
money like that. Grow your brand. And let me tell you, there is an audience for that out there too, for anything. You can literally grow whatever you want to, and attract the people to you that you want. So less scary now for sure. But but the decision to decide is still the same. You know, you got to decide. You got to decide. Are you going to be living for you? I mean, you still got to decide. Definitely less pressure now than there was before, but you still got to decide. And people are still have the mindset that they have to be locked into, you know, either a 9 to 5 or, you know, somebody's going to say, get a real job. Like, what does that even mean?
I know, exactly. like usually the people that say that are people that never went for their dreams, or older people. And you know, not putting down anyone old because I don't want to lose viewers. But like, that's usually like the mindset for people that, you know, never went for their dream. They're like, oh, why don't you get a real job? Why don't you stop acting like a baby? Why don't you grow up? You know, that, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. 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 I'm setting good vibes and good intentions that you're keeping all your audience right now, Rocco. You are keeping your whole demographic right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Crossing my fingers, right?
You are, no, 100%.
And like, you know, how's the road been for you, like starting up and up to where you're at now? Because now you're at like a good place, like you're getting booked a lot, and you know, like how's the road been from when you started till now?
Gosh, oh my gosh, I haven't had to really think about this, you know, because I live so much in the moment, you know, of kind of like what I'm doing now, what I'm focused on now. Then when you ask me, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of different. I mean, everything's
It is.
changed.
Yeah,
My goal,
exactly.
yeah, my priorities at the time were just just to die in a horror movie. You know, that was my priority. I'm like, hey, just give me a good death. And then it was, like, hey, you know what? Give me a good death and give me some lines. Hey, and then it became, you know, give me some like. Then now it's about the craft, it's about the art, it's about like proper storytelling and telling the stories that I want to tell. And you know, in my acting career, I went back to school to get trained in the Meisner technique, which is what I'm getting it trained in now, and which is such a presence in acting, and such a moment by moment um, uh, form and technique of acting that just really makes you just more alive. And I wanted to just improve on myself, improve on my acting, never plateau, always make your next thing better than your last. And that's where I'm at. I'm just at a place just like, okay, I've done that. Let's go another step higher. Let's constantly work on the craft, and let's get that to where I'm proud of my work. And I know that I'm always giving my best quality, and then I can go out, you know, for other roles, and or you know, like, who says that I can't play the lawyer on How to Get Away with Murder? You know what I mean? Which of course the show got canceled, or it's not on anymore. But who says I can't go out for things like that? You know, who says that I can't? Like, nobody says that I can't. But is my talent at the skill level that would require a role like that? You know, if I can honestly say yes, then there's no work to do. But nobody should. You know, we always have room to improve. You know,
Right.
my talent needs. Yeah, you're never just right here. So that's where I'm at in my acting career. And just recently, I got to direct a film for Just Scare Me, which will be on their official website by Monday.
Nice.
And where it's an accountability group of filmmakers who challenge one another to make a film in 2 months. You have 2
Oh,
months to
wow.
make a film, a short film. It's got to be a horror film and something scary. And so I wrote it, I directed it, I acted in it. I got to you know, also produce it, put the, you know, team together, and we came up with something that I'm really proud of. You know, with a story, with depth, and that, like, completely lit a fire under me. We just screened the film last week, or
Oh, nice.
this week on Tuesday, and seeing it with an audience and seeing it with other filmmakers that I respect and I've respected for a long, long time, and also feeling like an equal, feeling like I'm also contributing, and feeling like our conversations are about the work. You know,
Yeah.
all about the work, and what unites us as artists just motivated me to make another one. It motivated me to now contribute to the horror community by producing my own content and telling the stories that I want to tell, writing for characters, and writing for characters that may not, get represented. It's important for me to have representation. It's important for me to include, diverse stories, or even if the story is not about like otherness, for example. I just got a phone call. Sorry.
It's all right, no problem. Hey, it's live, right?
Yeah, live. This is what we're living in now. By the way, this is it. This is the situation. Yeah. So yeah, we're making stuff. We're making stuff now, and I feel confident to do that now. I have a good group of people around me that I've met throughout the years that are like, Charles, when it's your turn, we'll be there for you. And that's also what I learned, is that there is no business. It doesn't matter if it's the entertainment world. It doesn't matter if it's the corporate world. It doesn't matter if it's the medical world. Nobody does it by themselves. There's a team. It's not you, it's everyone. And so, yeah, I've also learned to just accept help now. To say, oh, you want to help me? Okay. Charles, I want to produce this for you. Really? Okay. Like, just saying yes, saying yes.
Nice.
I don't know if that answers the question. I'm all over the place.
No, it did. And you said this horror short that you made just scare me, right? What is it about? Like, what did you write about?
Okay. Yes. So it's called 4, and it's spelled the number 4, 0, lowercase u, capital R.
I saw that on your page.
Yeah, it's called 4, and it's about 4 witches who are reversing a spell that they did. But the spell ends up, and it's the night of the ritual where all of this has to go down. It's got to be done in a very, very specific way, and it's a race against time. And and that's what I could say, but you'll have to watch it for yourself. I'll send you a link.
Oh, definitely want to see that.
And the vibe that I was going for when I wrote it was I wanted it to feel like the series finale of something that you would see on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or the series finale of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So
2 shows that I love.
Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. You're just like, yeah, you're gonna wonder how they got to this point. How did things get so bad? What is going on? And but I got to cast the amazingly talented Jennifer Nangle, who's my bestie, who played my high priestess in this, Janelle. I got to cast 2 amazing talented actors of mine that I've been wanting to work with. And that's the beautiful thing about creating your own content, is you can cast whoever you want. So there's like, I've been wanting to work with you. Will you be in my film? And they both said yes. I wrote every part for them, and they all said yes. Literally said yes. So like, it doesn't get better than that. You hope that the people you write for say yes too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And was there any funny or cool behind the scenes stories for your short, like that happened on set?
Oh man. Well, I wrote the script that we're all doing the ceremony, like in a circle sitting down. And I didn't realize that, like, people's bums are going to get, a little tired. So the joke became, next time, can you write something with chairs? I was like, oh, you're talking to me. You're talking to me. Okay. So, and then I felt it. I'm like, yeah, they're right. That's why there's so many cutaways in these edits, in these shows.
Okay.
By the later seasons, right? When Buffy's demanding more money, right? She's not on the floor very much.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right about that. That's why, like, in the later seasons, they had to bring in all those other people that wanted to become witches with her.
Where's,
And, so
yes,
and then the what was her name? Faith. They brought
yes.
they brought Faith in more because they were trying to get Buffy out of a lot of screen time.
Hey, I was there for it too. I'm like, oh, dude, like there is only one other way I will take less screen time, is you bring back Eliza Dushku. You know what I mean? You bring her back. We were there. They knew what they were doing. They're
I
like,
know.
can we satisfy you so that you can't say no to the switcheroo.
I mean, my personal favorite with that show was when Willow went evil.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that was season 6. That was
Yeah.
the musical season where they had the musical.
Like that, when Willow went evil, like it was drawn out for like 2 or 3 episodes, but it was amazing because a spoiler if anyone hasn't seen Buffy, when her girlfriend gets murdered, when she gets shot, that
Oh
sends her off.
It had to take that. There would have been nothing else that could have sent Willow off the deep end. Nothing would have made it. And unfortunately, I mean, it's so sad. You're really gonna do that? You're really gonna do that? But it was necessary. It was so necessary. It was good writing. It was the only thing that would make sense. You wouldn't have gotten evil any other way.
I know. I mean, best is when she ripped the skin off him. Remember that? She ripped the skin right off. Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. This is literally prime time, right? And then they went hardcore to the UPN network. We're going to UPN, which was the wrestling channel.
Yeah, it was.
Which was the WWF channel. Which was. Which actually, now that I think about it, makes so much sense.
I
mean, because yeah, they were doing some a lot of body slamming on those final seasons.
Oh my God, yeah. A lot of wrestling going on.
Oh, I'm so glad you're a Buffy fan. It influences me so much.
Oh my God, it was my show. Like just everything about it. Like I said, with the Willow stuff and Buffy and the scene where Buffy's mother dies, like that had me bawling in tears. And I mean, oh my God, and it was just like an amazing show from first season to last. And her not knowing if she wanted oh my God, I'm blanking on the names. The two
Fruit Punch?
The two vampires that she was in love with.
Oh,
David Boreanaz and the other guy, Spike.
Spike, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was there for it too. I was like, you're gonna okay. All right, Spike. Okay, let's see where this goes. But there's just something so interesting about the anti-villain, and this is what I loved about the new Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Kano steals the show. For anybody who's watching, there are if anybody who's seen Mortal Kombat does not like Mortal Kombat, there are a few redeeming qualities. Kano is one of them.
Yeah.
Kano steals the show. He is such a tremendous actor. I don't even know what this guy is, but his presence. But what I loved was that he was the anti-hero for a little bit, and then suddenly they did a switcheroo on him, just like made him go all the way. I'm like, come on, dude, that was working.
I know.
Working. Keep him with the Scooby Gang and let him be the one. Like, is he gonna turn? Is he not gonna turn? That was just so interesting to watch. You know what I mean? That's what I loved about Spike. Spike was kind of like that. Even up until the end, and I think that's why they then the whole soul, him getting his soul back, was complicating things, because they also had to redeem what he did in season 6, which is it's kind of irredeemable. I'm telling you, the show did a lot.
It did. So, like, what are your thoughts on film festivals and horror cons?
Let's move it. All right, let's go to a safe topic.
But I mean, I love talking about Buffy, but I know you have a lot of stuff you want to talk about. So I didn't want to, make the whole interview about Buffy, right? I mean, we could always talk private about Buffy.
Yeah, cons. I love them. Can't wait to go to another con.
Yeah.
I might be submitting my new short film to the festivals as well.
Oh man,
I was
that's
actually
awesome.
already setting up the Film Freeway stuff, putting it out there, see where it lands. Might be, good to see, kind of the reception for that. Um, you know, honestly, like my relationship with the film festival world, my thoughts on the film festival world was kind of ambiguous for a while. Kind of like a love-hate relationship in a way,
Okay.
because you can't get around the political stuff, because it's the same thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like I just told you, I cast my friends in my film, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So a film festival might be inclined to look at their friends' films first, or the people that, they have so many films to look at. So there's just, it's not a bad thing. It's just part of the system sometimes when festivals get a little bit bigger. But right now, oh my God, I will go to any festival. I don't care. I mean, let's just get out there again. Let's go to any
Right.
con. I don't care. You know what I mean? I used to judge cons. I used to be like, oh, this one is rink-a-dink con. There's not even a panel. Dude, I don't care. I will take any con. I will take any con.
I know,
I
right?
want to
I
be
know.
back
That's
out
how I
there.
feel.
Right? And
That's how I feel.
we appreciate what you have. Like we
Hmm.
appreciate when you had it all the times. We didn't appreciate it, but now we just appreciate it. Just being in a place, even awkwardly running into people that you might not want to see. Like I do that. I do that right now. Yeah, it's a different time. We appreciate it. We're grateful for it. And I hope to be at a con and be
I know. I know. I
make
know
that.
exactly. It's crazy. I mean, I love going to horror cons. Like I miss it. I miss it so much. Like it was great, and talking to actors that wouldn't give you the time of day outside of the con.
Right. No, totally. I mean, it's the yeah, it's like the watering hole for all of that,
Right.
and they're accessible, and there's like a boundary, but then that starts to get gray, and then it's fun, and then everyone's having fun, but ooh, I'm off the clock, and
Uh-huh.
let me get out of character now. Wait,
Right.
it's it's a world.
It
Love it.
is. It is. Like, funny story, one of the horror cons, you know, Lisa Lisa Wilcox from Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yes, yes.
Alice, the one who played Alice. And
Okay.
I saw her at the horror con, and I I wanted to get her, like I tried getting her for interview for the site for Grue Monkey when when I was doing written ones, and whoever books her, like, they messaged me back and they're like, oh, she's busy, this and that. And I saw her at the HorrorCon and I was like, oh, Lisa, I tried to get you for an interview, but your agent kept saying you were busy. And then her agent was there and she looked down, she said, what was the name of the site? I said, Grue Monkey. She's like, I was never even told about it. And she looked at her agent. She said, how come you didn't tell me about it? Said, this is a horror site. I'm a horror girl. And he was like, and she was like, here's my personal email. Send me a message, and we're gonna do the interview. And she lived up to her word, and she did it. And her agent looked at me with that death stare, and I was like, bring it on, bitch.
Yes. Oh, I love that story. I love that story. Worked out in your favor.
Right, right.
Yes.
And
Game, set, match.
like we talked about like the film festivals and the horror cons. So now in this day and age, like the the thing where you're going to go further at right now, I mean, as much as I love the film festivals, the money is in streaming now. So how do you feel about, like, you know, if you want your film to go far, you have to have a good streaming service to pick it up, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, distribution's funny. I'll I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I literally just got a text message right before our interview that my film made money. So
There you go.
yeah, yeah,
Awesome, man. Awesome.
yeah. We will. Yeah, I'm like, God. See, this is the thing. See, it's happening right now. It's happening right now. This is the funny thing about distributions. Like nobody wants to talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to talk about, is their film not making money? Like, you know, by the way, that's the truth. Like, just be prepared for your film not to make any money. That's the truth. And when you make some money, you know, it's okay to celebrate that too. You know, like I'm in a film, you know, that kind of went viral on, you know, on Watch Movies Now.
Oh,
Yeah, and so I believe we're collecting something from that right now. I'll just say it, Serena Waits. So, and I'm really happy with our distribution deal. You know, it's with Terror Films. They're freaking incredible. They're very
nice.
transparent.
Nice.
They're very transparent. I recommend all of my friends to try and get on their roster if they can, because you know, I'm not. I don't know if this is the best way to judge a distributor, but simplicity is the key to life to me. If it's
Yeah.
easy to understand, if the contract or the agreement is easy to understand, and this is it, then I'm a fan of that. You know, if you're giving me 40 pages with all this like legalese jargon and all this stuff, I mean, it might be a really good deal, but it turns me off because I can't understand it. And it
Right.
kind of makes me a little nervous, you know, about that. But it might still be a really good deal. I've come across some of those throughout the years where it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, if I'm never ever going to fully understand this, then it's probably not going to be a good thing because I can't even talk to you about it, you know. So yes, they were really good about, you know, blasting our film everywhere. You know, I
Nice.
believe we were on iTunes, Amazon,
Nice. Nice.
but you know, it's funny because I feel like you know, like Netflix, for example, and these subscription based streaming, which is you pay a monthly fee and you get to watch whatever you want, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
HBO Max, and that's what people want now. I
Oh, I
don't
know.
the rental thing or buying the movie, I think it's cool. You know, like that's why with Ugly Sweater Party,
Yeah.
you got to give people something extra. And so what Aaron Mento did, the director of Ugly Sweater Party, is he made special edition Blu-rays. We hand signed only a limited number of them. I believe that he was adding like a special postcard in them that was
Nice.
signed by the cast. I mean, so these
Nice.
collector's items are more special than just trying to buy it on iTunes,
Right.
you know, where you could watch it for free on Amazon. So it's like, what are you going to get extra? And I'm all about putting as much money in the filmmaker's pocket. So if you got to go then create a Serena Waits t-shirt, you know what I mean? And make a business out of it, like do it, because the ones who are innovating, who are making their money count are the ones who are like, you know, creating merchandise or creating something extra. And the cool thing about that is that once your audience is there and they're buying it and you've got your audience who's loyal to you, well, guess what? 2 years later, you come up with a new design, you know, it never
Right.
ends. You can constantly innovate, but we can't, I'm not, I'm an optimistic person, but I'm not optimistic enough to, put so much weight on the distributor or the streaming service to be the ones who are making you your money. You gotta treat it like your business. You gotta market that.
Oh
You
yeah.
gotta, you know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? It's you. You go find your audience, and if you're down to do that, then you're gonna be successful in any business. But you gotta treat it like a business. And we're all creatives, and so many artists only want to create and be artists, and that's great, do it. But it's also called the movie business. It's the show business. So, but if you, so, you know, if you want to make money.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if did that answer your question.
Yeah. And
I always have one question after I answer your question. It's, did that answer your question?
it's great. And you know, as much as we both love horror films, as many horror films you were in, we both, I mean, everyone lived their own real life horror film in 2020. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was like never would have thought, like, you know, being a horror fan, a sci-fi fan, like you're actually living it now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a post-apocalyptic world, and I mean, literally became a lot of the movies that we make, you know,
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah, it slowed everything down. I think people had to figure out in this last year what they really want to do, you
Mm-hmm.
know, or move on that thing that they've been putting off, you know, or taking those classes or innovating. It's like you finally had to think about, like, well, if your life changes, you don't have your job anymore, that
Yeah.
9 to 5 that's been
Yeah.
there every single day, and it might not be there when you get when it all ends again. It might not even exist anymore. Like, what
Exactly.
are you going to do? You're
Exactly.
forced to really survive, like, on a very, very basic level of, like, okay, who are you as a person? What do you have to offer this world, you know, and to your family, if you have a family? Like, what is it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it isn't your job. That's what your identity is. That's what you think you are. You think that you're your job, but you're so much more than that. And 2020 allowed people to think about, like, who are they really, and what do they really want to do. I was very lucky when COVID hit. Am I allowed to say that on here? I don't know. Why are people scared of saying that on social media?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't care
Monetization,
about
but I'll say it. The coronavirus. I'm like, I'm calling it out by its name. Like, oh, you in danger. You in danger. I was saying, I'm gonna use your middle name too. Coronavirus. Pandemic. Uh, it, I was immediately cast in like 2 projects right
that.
away. Right away, within weeks of the pandemic happening, because it was also the fear of, like, oh my God, are we still going to make films? I had my entire month of April, which was booked up with projects and bookings that I had, all fell through. Everything fell through.
Oh
Everything
wow.
paused. Everything. And when you start seeing things get deleted off your calendar, it's kind of scary. And so you wonder, is there going to be a film world? Are we even going to make our films? And so, yeah, these were Zoom, these were, you know, done this way,
Yeah,
virtual
exactly.
projects that I got to really sink my teeth into and get creative on the other side. Yeah, and one of them just won an award right now. Actually,
Really
I think won awards, and that was what got me through that part. You know, when it started.
nice.
It also helped me connect with filmmakers that I had never worked with before, that I've always wanted to work with, and the pandemic brought us together. Like, let's innovate, let's make this happen, you know, and let's do, it's unconventional. Let's see if, you know, let's sync up the sound through your phone, but film it there, and let's try and do that. And so that gave me hope that, like, it was going to be a good summer. And then I started getting one, I'll call them pandemic projects after another, which kept my spirits up and kept everybody loving what they do,
Yeah.
because you got to love what you do. You know, and honestly, like, some people walked away from the industry. You know, it shows you what you're made of.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
people
exactly.
know you got to completely quit. And I'm not going to say they gave into fear, and like, they had to do what they had to do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the pandemic put everybody on priority watch. You know, okay,
Oh no,
what's
I know. I know.
what do you got to do? Let's correct this. You know, okay, maybe you got to go be, you know, the family man now, or maybe you got to go be, you know, go take care of your mother now, or maybe you got to,
Mm-hmm.
what do you got to do? You go do what you got to do. But for those that are able to, you know, to stay in the business, to stay in this work and do it and innovate and evolve, I have major respect for you. because there's only one formula in this business, and that's longevity. It's stay in it. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I know. Is
Yeah.
those who make it are the ones who just don't, who make it to the end. Like, it really is a test of endurance, this business. There's no path. There's no first do this and then you'll do this and then you'll be, no, there's only one path, which is don't quit.
Right, exactly. That's true.
Which also sounds crazy, right? Which also sounds like, get a real job. That's not. Here's what I can tell you: you just gotta do it. Okay, Charles. So you're good at many things, Charles. That's nice, Charles. Yes, you'll have friends one day, Charles. That's right, Charles. Yeah, don't quit. Yeah.
And the first horror short you ever directed was Nightshade, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, like, how did it feel to, like, I mean, because you were always in front of the camera acting, so, like, how did it feel to finally be behind it and direct the film?
Panic attack, imposter syndrome. Yeah. Imposter syndrome. Imposter. I was so scared. I was scared before we even made the film.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, now I look back, I'm like, oh, it was just like a 4-minute short, and just have fun. Just have fun. That's my number one rule always, is just have fun. If it ain't fun, I don't do it. If it ain't fun, there's no film. If it ain't fun, there's no movie. If it ain't fun, what the hell are we doing? So, but I was stressing myself out, like, are my actors going to say yes? Oh my God, thank you, DP, like having a DP meeting. Oh, Charles, I'd love to be on that. Oh, thank you, really, thank you. And it was just this, this approval, and they kept wanting me to approve the shots, and I'm like, you got it, no, that's fine. No, this is your film.
Right.
Like, is it what you want? Oh, it was just decision making after decision making after decision making, and not knowing all the answers. And that's okay. What I've learned now is that you don't have to know all the answers. Do I still get nervous? Absolutely. But am I able to now let things go and be like, look, it's going to take care of itself. I already done the pre-production work. Now my only job is to just have fun. Make sure that my crew and my cast are all having fun. And if we're doing that, then it's a win. That's it. If we're all having fun, and then hopefully the product is also good too. But directing Nightshade was very stressful for me. And very, very stressful for me, because I wasn't allowing myself to just not be perfect. I've done a lot of growing even since then, just as a person. It's like my number one thing is just there is no such thing as perfection. Once you let that go, you're free to just be, and you're free to just enjoy, and that perfectionistic thing like completely crushes the fun and stops you from even a self-expression. This is also art. This is art.
Oh yeah, I know.
Perfect. Art is like this. There's happy accidents that you don't plan for.
Right.
There's like, oh, wait a minute, that's gonna be in the film now. I didn't know that was possible. It's like, wait, what? You can do a backhand crawl, exorcist crab crawl. Wait, what? How did I not know this? You're gonna do that in my film, Not in the script, but you're gonna do it.
And you also produced too. Like the first couple films you produced was the film you talked about earlier, Serena Waits, and Please Hold is another one.
Yeah, I produced a lot early on. I think my To Jennifer was the first film that I was an associate producer on.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And then I probably spent the majority of 2015 to 2017 almost, starring in, but also producing other films for people. And Serena Waits, I produced that one. I starred in Serena Waits. Please Hold was directed by a good friend of mine who's a talented dancer. named Pavel Wine, and I don't know if that one's out to the public for viewing right now.
Okay, okay.
That's a really good. He's a very ambitious horror director and horror writer. Very, very ambitious. His stuff is like he's somebody to watch. He's somebody to watch. But he asked me to be involved because when it came time to produce something of his own and to direct something of his own and to get into the horror world, I was the first person he called.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like, you're my go-to horror person. You know things. And even then I felt like I didn't know very much. Even then I didn't feel like, I'm like, what do you, me? I'm the indie horror person? I'm like, okay, I'll share with you what I know. But that is, I think that's probably my favorite thing about our community is that the tribe grows.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and it grows by doing that. Like by giving an offer, like somebody helped me and then I help what I, with you, and then you eventually bring people into the tribe. And I've always believed in that. From the bottom of my heart, like I've always believed in giving, that when you give, number one, people remember that, but you always get back more than what you give no matter what. It's like, don't give because you're going to get back. I mean, You will, know that you will, but do it anyway, because the mentality of scarcity, the mentality of lack, that there's not enough to go around, that's all a lie. There's enough to go around. Trust me, there's enough to go around. And when people don't help one another, that they think that something's going to be taken away from them in some weird way. And in fact, it's the opposite. Your beautiful tribe will grow even more. Just the other day, one of my actors who I cast called me, who had seen the film and offered me to write something for me, like a role for me. Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, you don't have to do that. But it's like, things like that. You help somebody else. They're like, now I got to do something for you. No, you don't got to do anything for me. I love that you want to. And that's amazing. And yeah, and I will oblige you.
Yeah,
I'm learning to say yes. Yeah, like or let me produce your next thing. And that's how 4 came around. My AD also wanted to help me, with everything. So his name is Joe Filipponi. He's my number one, my number one right-hand man. My first AD, who just because of our friendship and having worked on his film, was the reason I brought him on to mine. It came up in conversation. I was working on his film for Deadly Numbers anthology called Nine Masks, and he was like, do you need any help? I'm like, oh, you don't got to help me. I know, I will AD for you. I will. What do you need? And he ended up becoming like, I couldn't have done it without him. It was amazing what he was able to pull together and the help that he provided, along with everybody involved. Like, let me DP for you. Let me do this for you. Let me, it's like, yes, absolutely. So I guess I've earned some favors throughout the years.
Oh, definitely,
people want to give me favors, but I've just said no for so long. And this year I'm saying yes.
That's great.
Yeah, daily inspiration.
And I was looking on your page, you actually did stunt work for one of the horrors you were in, The Crossing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Victoria DeMar.
Okay.
Yeah. That was really cool. Oh my God. I'm like, how do you know that? Oh my God. In fact, this is so bizarre. She recently posted a video on her Instagram, probably like 3 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, of that scene.
Oh, really?
Literally, she's throwing me onto a crash pad. It was there were two stunts. Yeah, one of them I was being dropped onto the windshield.
Ooh.
Like a, and so I was suspended above it, literally on poles, on 2 poles, with my arms over one and my legs kind of in back of the other, and just kind of like, just right out of frame, and then waiting, after the action and letting myself just drop. And then the other one was a full-blown, Victoria charging at me,
Okay.
and literally I was airborne into the mat. I'm pretty sure she cradled me all the way down.
Nice.
And I knew and we had we discussed it, we choreographed it, so I knew that my only job was to literally be like a spaghetti. You know what I mean? Don't plant yourself, don't try to resist, just go with it. She's got you. Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
Oh my God. This is actually a proud moment, and I never talk about this. That is a stunt. That's a stunt, right?
It is. Of course it is.
You are on one today. I'm easily excitable.
Hey, that's good because you're very funny and outgoing. Personality's great, so it's always good to be like that. It's not good to be sad and negative all the time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I have to ask, like, you did a bunch of Jennifer films. You did From Jennifer, To Jennifer, For Jennifer. And one of the Jennifer movies, you actually are on the cast with the Candyman himself, Tony Todd. So how was like working with him like?
Well, I didn't get to work with Tony Todd.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I did not get to work with Tony Todd. That would have been, I believe it would have been the main actress of the film.
Gotcha.
Today, is it Danielle Today? I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't want to get it wrong. Who's a marvelous actress. I love all the Jennifers, but the third one might be my favorite. It might be my favorite of all of them, but I love them all for different reasons. But it was just a very I mean, her performance was awkward and quirky, and there was a weird, when I was watching it, I'm like, why do I want to follow her story, but I can't look away? But I'm kind of terrified by her. Is she gonna do something? Is this gonna go in a direction? And I hope it doesn't go there, because she seems like she's the only one with a soul.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's a weird. It was a very awkward, uncomfortable thing to watch. And then when she goes through her transformation, it's still very awkward. You still have empathy for her, like, but then you're like, I shouldn't, like, I feel kind of dirty. Like I need to atone for supporting her. And I don't know. It was very odd. And but I also probably, that's why it was my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that they've got some either screen time together. If I remember correctly, it might be like a video Zoom link format type of scenes together.
Yeah, exactly.
But hey, I'm in a film where Tony Todd is in.
Yes.
So you're not wrong. So I could go out there and say I am in a film with Tony Todd.
Exactly, of course.
And when they ask me what I like most about working with them, I'm gonna just say, how about that Danielle Today? Like, wasn't she was great, right? Now I've rehearsed it. And they're not even going to ask. They won't even bring it back to me.
There you go. And now I'm going to go back to one of your old films, your Christmas horror movie,
Yes!
Ugly Sweater Party.
Yes!
The thing I wanted to ask you is, I want to ask you how it was to film these couple scenes. Was it awkward or not? The penis scene and you dancing half naked, shaking your ass.
No. I've never been so comfortable.
Okay.
That's literally every night by myself. And it's true. I dude, I gotta get my dance workout in. I often dance naked, and then also I have a penis.
Yeah, of course you do.
Like, I mean, everything you said is. I do. And not at all. Like I'm God, Aaron Mento, the director, is really good friends. We're really good friends. Hunter Johnson, my homie since Hunter Johnson, who plays Jody in the film, my
Mm-hmm.
sidekick, and
Mm-hmm.
also from the two Jennifer films. Um, he was my first friend in this business. The first person I ever met. I met him on a movie called Survive in 2014. It was my first feature that I got cast in, my first horror film that I got cast in, and we've been friends ever since. So he was also on set when I was shaking my ass naked. Uh, you know, in fact, I did a nude scene. I have a full frontal nudity scene in a movie, um, which release date is to be decided. But
Okay.
the it was I was asked before we shot, like, if I had any requirements on set. You know, if there were anything, any extra precautions they needed to do to make me feel safe on set. And I said, yeah. I said, Hunter needs to be there. He's my security blanket. Yeah, and he's a
Okay.
producer on the film. So I said, Hunter, if you're there, then I'm good. I don't care who
Okay.
else is there. I mean, you could close the set, meaning, just close in all 20 people.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a closed set. But I said, if you're there, I'm comfortable, as long as you're there. I love Hunter. Yeah, I could literally talk about Ugly Sweater Party all day, every day. And we also have a documentary, a 70-minute documentary on the making
Nice.
of Ugly Sweater Party, which is on the Blu-ray.
Nice. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. So, uh, since you like the movie so much, what was your best scene you think in the film?
Oh my God, I've got so many. Um, I've got so many favorite scenes. Uh, see, most of my favorite scenes, just I'm not in them
Yeah.
because I love the cast so much. Like the scenes with Felissa were always
Oh
fun.
my God. Yeah.
Um, Felissa Rose is just, she always brings the energy. She's always uh, like a like a I don't know if this is the right word or the right phrase, but like lightning in a bottle or a
Mm-hmm.
cannon. She just can do it like that. It doesn't matter if she hasn't had any sleep. It doesn't matter if, if whatever, if she just flew in that day or got in that day, she's ready to be a cannon the moment that you're like on action before that. And so it's just a pleasure to work with her because she brings so much. And as in 2016 when we shot that, or yeah, 2016 when we first started shooting the film, I feel like I've just grown as an actor since then.
Mm-hmm.
So what she delivered for me was just such a variety, which would also push me as an actor to do different things or to feel different things. Because Felissa wouldn't bring the same take every time. No,
Okay.
no, no. She would always bring something out of the universe, like stratosphere, this way, that way, up. So you never know. And so it changed my performance. And then now I'm learning, in the Miser technique and how to bring different intentionality to things and how to bring a different moment. And she's so trained. So anything with her, obviously the bathroom scene with the penis scene,
Yes. Yes.
obviously the dancing with Felissa and our own little get a room time, sexy time was fun to shoot. Uh, but I love all the Jody stuff with Hunter, and I got to be there for most of his. I don't think I was there. I think I might have not been there for one of the scenes because I was producing the film too.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but I love watching him because he's also the same way. He delivers something different almost every single time, and but behind the scenes, at one point he was wearing sandals. He was wearing these flip flops that were barely hanging by a string, and we knew that they were going to break at some point. And we're running through the wilderness and the pine needles, and I knew it. I knew it. He literally was like doing this with his toes to try and keep it on at one point, and just seeing him have to do that take after take and run. when like Laura Jean gets shoes. I don't, bro, this was your idea. You felt like Jodie should have flip-flops. You wanted this. You wanted this. So many great moments. The twins, the twins getting baptized in the lake.
Yes, yes.
So many great moments. I honestly, yeah. But Laura Jean, myself, and Hunter, we only get really only 2 scenes together as a trio. Those were very special to me because those were at the end. So, yeah.
Yes, when you mentioned the scenes with Felissa Rose, the bed scene, the peanut, and all that, like your nude scenes was with her, wasn't it?
My nude scene? No,
Yeah.
no. I wasn't nude in that scene.
Okay.
Remember, I was wearing the sweater.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And she's trying to take the sweater off me. No, I have a nude scene in a completely different film.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I was getting them mixed up for a minute.
As you should, because when you're mixing up, wait, wasn't he nude in that too?
Yeah.
Or is he showing his balls in that movie too? You have to earn that. So thank you. Hey, you've made it when they're confusing your other sexy nude performance in the other movie. Dude, I'll take it.
Yeah. It was fun because what was it, about a couple months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, I interviewed her, Felissa Rose, and I brought up the movie, and she told me she loved working with you, and she was praising you in the interview that I did with her.
Oh my gosh, during the pandemic, we shot something together. We actually we're in a movie together. There's been no announcement for it. It's kind of under wraps. It's still under wraps. But it was awesome to reunite with her again. And we reunited in this movie, and we literally have a scene together. So it's really interesting. Yeah, no, I miss working with her, because I was about to say, oh my God, I got to work with her again. We got to do something again. I'm like, oh my God, we did. But the movie is so under wraps that even I forgot about it. But it's a good one when it comes out.
And you mentioned her earlier on in the interview. You have a strong friendship with. All right, I hope I don't screw up saying her character's name. Malvolia, right? Is that how you say it?
Malvolia,
Queen of Screams. Like you're part of her TV series.
Yeah. I think almost every season.
Yeah.
I think probably every season. Yeah. Because we just shot our 4th annual Halloween special. Jennifer Nangle created Malvolia. She created the character. She created the world. She created, and now she's about to do her first panel at a con at Mid-May Scream. The Mid-May Scream next Saturday. So y'all go to that panel. It's virtual. She's gonna be talking on that panel. And yeah, I'm so freaking proud of her. She is my bestie. I'm proud of all of her accomplishments, because she's a perfect example of making her own empire. If no one is going to give you the opportunity, if no one is going to appreciate your talent, then she created her own way, and now she gets to explore different things with the character, and also as a filmmaker as well. She's a tremendous actress, tremendous talent, and honestly, I can't wait for you to see her in my film 4, because
I know, I'm looking forward to it.
Shines. Oh my God, I told her I've seen the performance over and over again, and I still cry. I was seeing her, do it, the monologue that that I written for her, and just her commanding presence and the layers that she brings to that. But we met on the we met because of To Jennifer many years ago. She came to our private screening of To Jennifer. This was before it even had distribution.
Okay.
And she came to the screening. We met there. We were Facebook friends from there, and it was just a digital friendship from
Yeah.
there. But then she also got cast on in Irrational Fear, and so which we shot in Wisconsin, where I play a therapist, a doctor, Dr. Sanders, who's trying to treat patients out in the woods, and then their fears kind of come to life. They're all
Nice.
working on a phobia, and me and her were bunking together, out in Wisconsin, and that was just when the magic happened. We were inseparable from then. We're like,
Wow.
I hope that this does. We're laughing so hard, we're getting the giggles, and then it was so sad because as the characters kind of leave the film,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
the
yeah.
character kind of goes away, they were literally getting on a plane and going away. So it was very sad to see this tribe literally start to dwindle.
Mm-hmm.
The final three, and then of course she was on one of the final days too. So I was like,
Okay.
oh my, she was, I think, actually she left kind of early on, but we made it a point to hang out ever since she got back, and we've been inseparable ever since. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
tremendous talent.
Every time I see posts, like I always see you and her always together, always in films, and you work with her gimmick that she does, and yeah, you two are like close.
You look, yes, we are, and I don't take that for granted at all. Like I can literally count the people on my hand that I trust with my life,
Yeah,
that would really be there. You really need that in this business
yeah, you do.
because there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of professionalism, and then there's
Hmm.
also the other stuff too, where
Hmm.
where it's just it's not real. A lot of people in this business are here because they're like, pick me, choose me,
Yeah,
and
exactly,
that's what it
exactly.
becomes about. But then that leads to falsehoods, and that leads to falseness, and that leads to saying whatever you need to say to get ahead. And so, it's already hard enough to navigate that. You might as well stick with your friends,
Oh
and
yeah.
we came up together. Hunter Johnson, Jennifer Nangle, Laura Jean Lumiere, Laura Jean Sullivan now, Laura Jean Sullivan, um, Aaron Mento. I mean, these people I trust, like we all came up together, and we're still coming up together. It's like, and they're there for me. So like she did my film, and we're friends even now, and I still get nervous about asking her. And we've been friends for 5 years now, probably.
Nice,
Going
nice.
on 6 years now, and I still get nervous to ask her to be in my stuff. Because we respect each other's talent, and I'm a fan of hers, and she's a fan of me. But we're also just fans of the human beings that we are, and and we could be ourselves with each other. It's amazing. So I'm very, very grateful for that friendship. Yeah. Thank you for bringing her up. Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mid-May Scream. Get your tickets on Facebook.
And, uh, another horror short that I wanted to talk to you about is Pol- PolterGays.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what I like about this is in like in this like from 2020 on up, more gay horror has been made, more gay characters in horror films have been getting done, and like horror isn't scared anymore, like because it seemed like the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, they were scared to do gay horror and put gay characters in horror films, and now it's like more open, and this horror short proves it. Like it was a well-made gay horror short.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Super
definitely.
well made. Shout out to Brendan Haley, which I believe. Did you interview Brendan Haley at one point?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
I had to think about that for a minute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. From Lonely Spectre Productions. Oh, just amazing and incredible team over there.
Mhm.
Andrew Kepperly, the director. I mean, the whole production, the entire production was top notch, and I was so grateful to be a part of it. That was one of the projects that that got postponed during the pandemic, but ended up
Oh,
getting done at the tail end end, like when they were kind of trying to open up things up again in California, because we were shut down here in California. I don't know what it was like in Philly, but in
Oh,
California they
the
shut it
band
down.
still is.
Okay. You know, and then it was like, we're gonna get closed down again. We don't know. And so after getting pushed, I want to say 3 times, because I had auditioned for it probably back in April, I believe. I think it was no, it was May. I auditioned for it in May, and then I think we ended up shooting it at the very end of the summer in August. It was ambitious. We were all under very strict COVID protocols.
Of course.
I ended up using that film production as a reference on the rest of the things that I would then go on to shoot, that I was also a part of, throughout the fall. I'm like, no, because I was on a production, PolterGays, that was so stellar the way that they did things. We're gonna do things like they did, you know.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna sound strict. I know that it's gonna sound like it's not gonna sound fun, but this is how we can have fun, and this is how the crew is gonna feel comfortable. And this is like, we can go have fun, but they did everything right. It was so strict, but also we all had the most amazing fun doing it, because it was also the first set that I had been on. So, because I had been shooting during the pandemic. Actually, no, I take it back. I was on 2 sets. I take it back. I was on 2 sets during the pandemic. No, 3 sets. Okay, I take it back. But it was like a full-blown just COVID protocol set. Like, you know, it was a good film to be a part of. I'm so proud of it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So proud of that film. And the acting and the actors were great too. I mean, everybody.
Well done, yeah.
Oh my God. You know, shout out to Francisco and Clark and Peter Stickles. God, everybody involved. Lonely Spectre Productions, all the way. Shout out, follow them on Instagram. Watch PolterGays on the Deku Network right now.
Exactly.
But yeah, I agree. Like queer horror, gay horror, it has, I feel like what is happening now is that we've got more content creators. And so more content is being pushed out there. We've got more, it's easier to make a film now. So if you have a queer artist that wants to create something, you know, under the umbrella of queer horror, there are now places like Deku, you know, or there's, you know, that might take a look at it, or that it will get it out to a bigger audience, or you just release it on your own. But I have a project right now that's a queer horror project that I'm producing.
Oh, nice.
That's in post-production right now. Yeah.
Nice.
I just saw recently. With my producing partner is the one who also worked on my film 4, because I had 2 cinematographers on that one, and it's Richard Aguirre, and he and I we worked on this one even before the pandemic hit. So it's been like a year and a half in the making, because we've hit some some setbacks.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What's the name of the queer horror film that you're working on? I mean, I know you can't give a lot out, but like, you know, just so the people know what film to look for.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know the title.
Oh, okay.
So it's been an untitled queer horror short for so long, until the title comes to us, and we're thinking that when it's locked, then we'll come up with a title.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Nice.
You know, and I can't wait to show it to you if you're interested in seeing it.
I know. I definitely want to see it. Yeah.
It's experimental. It's artsy. It's something that I wanted to do. It's something that he wanted to do. We wanted to just get our creative. We were inspired by Gaspar Noé. I don't know if you know who that filmmaker is. He did Into the Void. He did a film called Into the Void. He did this film called Climax that's on Amazon Prime right now. It's like a dance horror film.
Wow. Okay.
Can I recommend a movie? This will get under your skin to the point where you'll feel nauseated.
Really?
Nauseous. But it's a dance horror, psychological horror film.
Okay.
And I feel claustrophobic, and it's beautiful. It's got all the neon light show of the world. It's got choreography. of like top dancers. It's foreign, and Gaspar Noé has a way of creating films that have a very visceral reaction to where you feel almost sick in a way, like you're experiencing what they're experiencing in an almost nauseated way. But he's just so ambitious, and so like he inspired us to go and do something artsy because he just makes the films we want to make. You know, that's what I like. Make the film you want to make.
Damn, that's awesome.
Go watch it. Climax.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Yeah. And like, what music do you like to listen to? Like music you dance half naked or naked to?
Ah, jeez, my dance half naked. I mean, dance half naked music. God, it'd have to be a bop. Probably something from Kylie Minogue from her disco album. Probably the disco album. Oh yeah, Dua Lipa. So I have this playlist that I use from Spotify, which is like pop hits or top hits, you know. And like even though The Weeknd can be a little like chill in its arrangement, I still use, you know, I still use it at the same bop level as I would give to a Kylie track.
Okay.
You know, I'll still dance hard to it, even, you know what I mean? Even if it is something like Save Your Tears, you know, I'll still do it.
Okay. Yeah. And what do you like doing for fun? I mean, I know being in films is tons and tons of fun, but when you're not doing films, like, what do you like doing?
Well, besides, yeah, I watch movies. I love cafes. Love cafe. Like just having a cup of coffee with my friends. There is a place, I'm not going to name the place, but there's a very special place near me that me and like one of my best friends go to because they basically stayed pretty much open, like during the pandemic. Like they were kind of resisting, and you know, and so I would go in, I'm like, oh my god, you guys are open. They're like, yeah, you know, we're all, you know, we're in the industry, so we got like vaccinated early or whatever. We don't really care. There's enough seating for everybody. You're all spaced out, you know, and you know, and in the city that I live in, near that city, they were kind of very lenient, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'll just sit there for hours and just chill and have coffee with my friend and talk about life. I like doing this. This is what I do for fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally conversations just like this. I could do this all day long. It's just, oh my god, yeah. So what are your thoughts about it? Really? Oh my god, me too. And it just like a very, very intellectual, deep conversation about life and how connected we are to just, you know, what moves us, our real source, our real passions, our real, you know, yeah, what's inspiring in the moment right now. I also enjoy looking at model homes. Like if there's an apartment tour for like a new community, even though I'm not looking, I don't need an apartment, you know, or I'm not, you know, I'm not in the market for anything. I like to pretend. And just go through the tour. I'm like, okay, you know, and get ideas, new house smell. So that's the truth. That's what I like to do for fun. Okay. See, I started with the coffee thing because that was safe. Because, you know, I still care about judgment, even though I let it go. That's the part of me that's like, don't tell him the model home thing. Pick something else, Charles. That was when you asked me, and I was like, what do I like to do for fun? And I had a moment. It was think of something better.
Yeah.
Say something cool. People, everybody likes coffee.
What about video games? Do you like playing them?
You know, I haven't gotten into gaming like lately. There was a time where I was. It was a while ago, and it was still in the PS2 world. Mortal Kombat Deception. Yeah. And I never really got into the online gaming world, but I'd like to. You know, I mean, right now I'm really into. I mean, I love retro games. Games. Nice. You know, I probably want to get myself a console that will give me like every regular NES game, like Kid Icarus, Bubble Bobble,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
the original Legend of Zelda. Um, yeah, I'm into that. I mean, yeah, but even Sega Genesis. There was a game I used to have called Echo the Dolphin back in the day.
I think I remember that. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it was almost an unbeatable game. Like X-Men was at one point. There was an X-Men game for Sega Genesis that
Hmm.
at one point of the game you had to reset the game, but I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, reset it? Like reset the game? And it was Mojo, I think. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yeah.
And I'm like, it's broken. Don't do that to an 11-year-old. Like, do not. Like, what is this? Reset the computer. It's the only way. Oh my God. Is this like some meta, never ending stories stuff? Like, I'm supposed to call out her name? You want me? So I know your name. Oh my God. Like, how is that even okay? That's so creepy. Call my name. I'm like, what? Why? Why would I want to? And
Right? Right, exactly.
don't tell me what to do. Like, that boy did not want all that pressure. The weight of the world. He barely had a peanut butter and sandwich. I ain't saving your ass. Oh, your name. Shit.
uh damn, I'm sorry I kept you so. I just looked down at the
Well, how
time and
long has
realized
it been?
it's like an hour and a half already.
Oh my God, are we having fun?
Yeah.
No fun.
um I better wrap it up because Zoom. I mean, I paid for the service for Zoom where I can go on, but like I want to put it on. I want to put the interview on the Instagram page, so I'm gonna have to cut it into a couple parts to put it on the Instagram page. So I'll ask like the last two questions.
Yeah.
First is what do you what are you allowed to talk about? Like, do you have anything coming out that you want to push and plug?
um, yes, yes. So 4 is the name of my newest film. Cap uh, numeric 40_R. You can look it up on IMDb. I wrote it, I directed it, and I'm really proud of the cast and crew. So I want their work to be seen. So I'm promoting the hell out of it so that their work gets seen, that they get showcased, um, and uh, and that's the film that I'm pushing right now.
There you go.
Uh, Ugly Sweater Party, you can buy any time of the year right now. You can go to the website. There's a Shopify for that. Um, uh, that is what I know right now. I do have things in post, things that are, and I am gearing up to film something. Oh, I do have something that I'm working on right now. I do have. We are in development right now for a really, really, really cool series that that I will be working on very soon. That's all I can
Okay,
say.
all right, okay. And if you want to see Charles shake his ass, you have to go see his Christmas horror movie, Ugly Sweater Party.
Ugly Sweater Party, yes. Ugly Sweater Party. Go watch it. Serena Waits is out right now. You can watch it
Mhm.
on YouTube. I believe it's on Watch Movies now. Irrational Fear is out right now. And and then this summer there's a film called Barry that will be out as well.
Okay.
Directed by Alex Huang. It's like a romantic horror comedy about a life-size. There's romance, and then there's this bear that can talk. That's all I'm
Oh,
allowed to say.
all right, sweet,
Yeah,
sweet. That sounds
I'm
good.
in that movie, and it'll be out very soon. It's already completed. It's going to be out very soon. There will be a premiere for that. It stars Sarah French.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Felissa Rose too. Felissa Rose, myself. A lot of great people are in this film.
sweet. Sour French. When I actually acted in a couple horror films that I was in, she was in the horror film that I was in called the Half-Life Horror from Hell. Very B movie. But it was made with on like a few $100 budget, and Sarah French like wasn't as big as she is now, and she did the movie. She showed her tits in the movie, and yeah, it was like a low budget film, but it was fun. And professional wrestler, the late Jimmy Superfly Snuka was in it. He was the main star.
Ooh,
Yeah.
super cool. See, this is what I say. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are or how, we'll say, quote unquote, big you are,
Hmm.
or if you've made it or not or whatnot. I'm telling you, horror calls everyone. What, like, you even think of A-list actors, and you're like, why are they doing that indie horror movie?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
why would Octavia Spencer do Ma? Right? Why? Because it's fun. Because the writing is so good. Because it's a character. These are the roles that they get to play. Right? It's like indie horror. You know what I mean? And obviously, like, I mean, that's considered low budget in comparison to, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
when you're doing a Blumhouse film, it's a, that, that's a different tier, but it's still low budget. It's still indie. But
Hmm.
this is where the scripts are at. This is where
Hmm.
the fun is at. The creativity is at. They want to be, they want to act. They want to have fun. They want to play. Half-Life, what is it called?
The Half-Life Horror from Hell.
You're like, oh shit, yeah, I brought it up. Now he's asking about it again. I did.
It-
Oh, yeah,
it's a
B movie.
tongue
I don't know what that
twister. It's a tongue twister, that title.
is. Half-Life
Horror from Hell.
horror from hell. I love it. I'm gonna want to watch that now.
Yeah. I played Derek Ravencroft in it. I worked for a satanic priest who owns a furniture store, and I'm basically his like muscle. I go after the people he wants me to go after. I sell drugs to a 12-year-old. Yeah, it's a crazy film.
You sold me on it. You said all the right things. Oh my god! Thank you for that. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
And Sarah French is in it.
It's impossible to say no to now.
Even though she might not ad admit to being in it, if you go ask her at a horror con, she was in it.
Oh, Sarah is the coolest. She is the coolest. She's a sweetheart. Like, she's somebody, that like I could like just talk to and be like, oh, you want to know what I did? Oh, you want? Let's compare movies, and it'll be fun. Like, maybe I was in the same movie, Sarah, and it's just fun, you know. Hey, regret nothing. Regret nothing.
Exactly.
Regret nothing. Regret nothing.
And where can fans find you at, like, with your socials and site and whatever you got that's out there?
Yeah. Well, I have a website. It's www.charleschudabala.com. And on my website, I believe that there's links to everything. My Twitter, my Instagram, my IMDb is also linked on there as well. But if you want to look me up on any of the socials, I'm the only Charles Chudabala in the world. So it is me. There's no hiding. Hey, I think it was you, Charles Chudabala, that I saw the other. No, it wasn't me. No, I wasn't naked. It's only me. It's Charles Chudabala. So I'm very easily findable. If you
Sweet.
can spell it right, you got to spell my name right though.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly.
Oh, I've gotten everything. Chupacabra, Charles Chudabala, Charles Chewbacca, Charlie Chudabula, Chumbawamba. Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to thank you so much for taking all this time out of your night to do the interview for Grue. I mean, I know you're busy, and I uh, appreciate you taking time out to finally meet you face to face, sort of.
Oh my God. Thank you for having me. I seriously, I'm so grateful. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Like, this was so much fun for me. Like, this was fun, It's just
Yes, yes.
like real conversations, it's real, like, and that, yeah, I'm glad that it finally happened,
I know,
it's just
right?
so easy, and it's gonna be a blast meeting you in person when the day finally happens,
Oh,
when
definitely,
we can do
definitely,
that, and
definitely.
we're getting close to that now,
Mm-hmm.
so no, thank you for having me. Positive energy, good
Yeah,
vibes, and
yeah,
and just it's just this is
yes,
life. We're doing it.
exactly.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to finally meeting you face to face, not through a computer screen. Like, go out, have a
It's
beer, have
happening.
something to eat, whatever.
It's happening.
All all right, buddy. I want to thank you again, and thank you so much for being part of Groove tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep it groovy.
Definitely, bud. Thank you.